Hello my dear friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is part 4 electric lines of force from chapter 2 electrostatics. So before exactly going to concept of electric lines of force, we should know electric field. We have seen in earlier video that if any charge is given, then it has certain space around it in which electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion is present. If a test charge is brought to this given charge, then it will attract or repel the given charge because it is placed in the electric field of the given charge. And the direction of this force, it is towards the given charge or away from the given charge depending upon the magnitude of the given charge. So let us consider a charge of minus 5 coulomb. Its electric field is shown around itself. A test charge, that is a charge of plus 1 coulomb, is brought in the electric field of this given charge. So as these two charges are, one minus negative charge, another positive charge, so two unlike charges are there, so it will be the unit positive charge, that is test charge, will be attracted towards the given charge, and it will be attracted towards the given charge by the direction shown as by arrow. Now if we consider a plus 5 coulomb charge, again we will consider its electric field around itself. A test charge is brought in the electric field of given charge. Now two charges are positive, so these are like charges. Like charges always repel each other, so plus 5 coulomb, it will repel the given charge, and the direction of the force of repulsion, it will be away from the given charge. So from the figure it is clear that if a negative charge is given, then test charge will be attracted towards it, and direction of this force of attraction, it is towards the given charge. If a plus charge is given, then test charge will be repelled by the given charge, and the direction of force of repulsion, it will be away from the given charge. So whenever a test charge is brought in the electric field of given charge, then it will be attracted or repelled by the given charge depending upon the magnitude of given charge. That is, we say that the test charge will move accordingly in the electric field of the given charge. So the path by which this test charge moves in the electric field of given charge, it is simply called as electric lines of force. So we define electric lines of force as the path along which a unit positive charge will move when placed in the electric field of the given charge. So the direction of this electric lines of force, for negative charge it is towards the charge, for positive charge it is away from the charge, as shown in figure here. Let us study certain properties of these electric lines of force. So electric lines of force are always imaginary nature. Electric lines of force starts from positive charge and ends at negative charge, as shown in figure, as we have seen earlier also. Electric lines of force, because of two charges, are curved in nature. As shown in the figure, if a positive charge and negative charge is given, or also if two positive charges are given, then electric lines of force are always curved in nature. The direction of electric field at a point is given by the tangent drawn to the electric lines of force at that point. If we have to find out the direction of electric field at any point, then at that point we have to draw a tangent to the electric lines of force at that point, and the direction of this tangent, it gives the direction of electric field. Electric lines of force never intersect each other. This is because electric intensity has only one direction at a given point, so only one line passes through a given point, and hence we say that electric lines of force never intersect each other. Electric lines of force are always normal to the surface of a charged body. That is, electric lines of force enter or leave the charged body with normally, that is with an angle of 90 degree. Electric lines of force are present only on the outer surface of a charged body. Inside a charged body, electric lines of force are absent. Electric lines of force can pass through insulator but cannot pass through conductors. If the electric field is strong, then electric lines of force are very close to each other. That is, they are crowded. But if electric field is very weak, then electric lines of force are less crowded, or we say that they are separated from each other. Electric lines of force have a tendency to contract in length and expand laterally. From electric lines of force, we will now consider electric flux. So from a charge, many electric lines of force starts. So the total number of electric lines of force which starts from a charge, we call it as electric flux, and we write psi is equal to q coulomb. That is, electric flux has unit coulomb. If charge strength is more, then we say that more number of electric lines of force starts from the charge, and electric flux will also be more. So that's why we say that electric flux is a measure of the overall size of the electric field. The second definition, it is of electric flux density. So electric flux, it is total number of electric lines of force starting from a charge, and out of all these total electric lines of force, the electric lines of force which crosses a unit area which is held perpendicular to the direction of electric field, it is simply called as electric flux density. So we write the total number of electric lines of force crossing unit area held perpendicular to the electric lines of force, it is simply called as electric flux density. So we write electric flux density as electric flux upon area, or D is equal to psi upon A, or it is Q upon A. Unit for Q, it is coulomb. Unit for area, it is meter square. So unit of electric flux density, it is coulomb per meter square. Now we will have relation between D and E, that is relation between electric flux density and intensity of electric field. So electric flux density is always proportional to the electric field intensity. So if electric field intensity is more, then we say that electric flux density will also be more, and hence we write D is directly proportional to E, or we can say D is equal to epsilon E, or instead of epsilon we write epsilon 0 K. So D is equal to epsilon 0 K into E. Let us have certain MCQs related with these electric lines of force. So the first one, the electric lines of force starts from dash dash charge and ends at negative charge. So as from the property of electric lines of force, we have seen that electric lines of force always starts from positive charge and ends at negative charge. So option C, positive negative, is correct here. Electric lines of force dash dash intersect each other. We have seen the direction of electric field to be found out, then we draw a tangent at that point. So every electric lines of force has different direction at different points here. So electric lines of force never intersect each other. Electric lines of force contract. We have seen electric lines of force contract in length, that is longitudinally. Electric lines of force expand laterally. Electric lines of force of uniform field. So for uniform electric field, electric lines of force are always parallel. Electric lines of force of non-uniform field. So for non-uniform electric field, electric lines of force are always curved. The lines of force are crowded in a region where the electric field is. So we have seen two types of electric field, large electric field and small electric field. So if electric field is large, then electric lines of force are crowded in that particular area. So in this case, the option B, large, is correct option. The lines of force are separated in a region where the electric field is. Lines of force are separated, that is, they are away from each other. So these are less crowded. So less crowded means electric field is very small. The total number of electric lines of force starting from a charge is called as. So this is the definition of electric flux. The SI unit of electric flux. So electric flux, it is nothing but total number of electric lines of force starting from a charge. So its unit is coulomb. The SI unit of electric flux density is. So electric flux density, it is electric flux upon area. So its unit is coulomb per meter square. Electric lines of force can pass through dash dash but cannot pass through dash dash. We have seen in the properties of electric lines of force can pass through insulator but cannot pass through conductor. Electric lines of force are present only on the dash dash surface of a charge body. We have seen also that electric lines of force are present only on the outer surface of a charge body. Inside the charge body, electric lines of force are absent. Electric flux density is directly proportional to So it is directly proportional to electric field intensity. If electric field intensity is more, then electric flux density will also be more. Electric lines of force leave or enter the charged surface at an angle of. We have seen that electric lines of force are always normal to the surface of a charged sphere. Normal means it leaves or enter the charge at an angle of 90 degree. The permittivity of a material is given by the formula. We have seen the relation between D and E. D is directly proportional to E. We have taken a constant, it is permittivity of material epsilon. So epsilon is equal to D upon E. A figure is given, we have to find out the following figure, what does it represent. So here two plates are given, X and Y, positive charge on plate X, negative charge on plate Y. Electric lines of force are shown here, direction of electric lines of force from positive charge to negative charge. So all the electric lines of force are parallel to each other. So electric lines of force are parallel means the electric field is uniform. So this figure represents electric lines of force in uniform electric field. Electric lines of force are travels in straight line and parallel to each other in. As seen in the earlier MCQ, electric lines of force travels in straight line and parallel to each other only in uniform electric field. Following figure shows the electric lines of force around 3 point charges A, B and C, which charges are positive. So 3 charges are given, A, B and C. A figure also given. Now we know that electric lines of force starts from positive charge and ends at negative charge. So in this figure, for charges A and B, direction of electric lines of force is away from the charge, and for charge C it is towards the charge. So charge C, it is negative charge, whereas charges A and B, these are positive charges because direction of electric lines of force, it is away from the charge. So we have to find out which charges are positive. So charges A and B, these are positive from the figure. Thank you very much. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.